In the heart of the Bible, among stories of kings and prophets, lies a mysterious book, often avoided and misunderstood, the Book of Leviticus. Many see it as a set of old and jumbled laws full of animal sacrifices and food rules. But what if I told you that Leviticus holds deep secrets about God's nature and what's in store for humankind? That its pages show a divine plan for holiness, justice, and saving people. Get ready for an amazing journey through the mysteries of Leviticus, as we uncover 10 surprising facts that few people know. Did you know the Bible actually says no to tattoos? Or that a goat was sent into the desert carrying sins? The Book of Leviticus is the most talked about and misunderstood book in the Bible. Today we're revealing 10 secrets that will change how you see it. Stepping into the world of Leviticus, we find a detailed guide, a practical handbook for the priests, the keepers of God's law. From animal sacrifices with their complex meanings, to treating skin diseases, seen as signs of spiritual uncleanliness, Leviticus was the moral and religious compass for the people of Israel. Almost a third of the book is about describing blood rituals, which makes us wonder about the deep connection between what's holy and sacrifice in that culture. Among all the laws and rules, one command from God keeps popping up, almost like he's really insistent about it. Be holy because I, the Lord your God, am holy. 7 times this order rings out through the pages of Leviticus, shaping the destiny of a people. Holiness in this setting wasn't just a vague idea, but a call to action, an invitation to be different from the pagan nations, to become a kingdom of priests, a people dedicated to one true God. We now come to one of the most curious and, I admit, mouth-watering parts of Leviticus, the food rules. Oh yes, my friends, forget about seafood, juicy pork, and all sorts of exotic insects. In the harsh desert where hygiene was poor and medicine was basic, many of these rules made a lot of sense. Pork, for example, easily got tainted with parasites and could make you sick. Leviticus, in its ancient wisdom, protected the people from unseen dangers hidden in tempting foods. Imagine one day a year, just one, when the curtain between the holy and the everyday became as thin as incense smoke. A day of fasting, confession, and waiting, when the fate of an entire nation was in the hands of one man, the high priest. It was Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the time when the high priest, and only he, would enter the Holy of Holies, the most sacred place in the tabernacle, where God's presence mysteriously lived. Tied by a rope around his waist, the high priest risked going into dangerous territory, because if he was found unworthy of God's presence, death would be his only companion. If the rope moved, it was a sign that he had survived. Do not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor put any marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. In ancient times, tattoos were often linked to pagan rituals, to fertility cults, to practices that the God of Israel hated. It was a way of marking the body in the name of strange gods, of giving into idol worship that corrupted the soul. Stepping into the sensitive areas of morality and sexuality, Leviticus doesn't shy away from touchy subjects. Instead, it tackles them head-on, clearly listing 18 forbidden sexual relationships, which go beyond the common no-nos of incest and bestiality. These practices, besides breaking the natural order of creation, were seen as gateways to great wrongdoing, to the breakdown of the family and society. They were like weeds that choked the soul, that pulled it away from the purity and holiness God required of his people. Leprosy. In Leviticus, leprosy was more than just a physical sickness. It was a sign of spiritual uncleanliness, an outward reflection of an inner evil. Skin spots, rashes, even mold on clothes and houses were considered signs of leprosy. The treatment? A complex ritual that lasted 7 days, involving cleansing with special water, sacrificing birds, and sprinkling with animal blood. Among the laws of purity and the rituals of sacrifice, Leviticus surprises us with an idea that was way ahead of its time, the Jubilee. Imagine, my friends, a year of joy, celebrated every 50 years, when debts were forgiven, slaves were set free, and ancestral lands were returned to their rightful owners. The Jubilee was God's justice in action, a constant reminder that the land belonged to God, and that everyone was equal before him. We now come to one of the most puzzling and talked about rituals in Leviticus, the scapegoat. Picture this, 2 goats, identical, chosen for a unique fate. One of them would be sacrificed on the altar to pay for the people's sins. The other, the scapegoat, would be brought alive before the priest, who would confess over it all the wrongdoings of the Israelites, all their trespasses and rebellions. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Does that sentence, my friends, sound familiar? Yes, it's Jesus himself at the height of his ministry quoting Leviticus. To be exact, Leviticus 19:18. And so, we reach the end of our journey through the mysterious pages of Leviticus, a book that, at first glance, might seem like a set of outdated laws and bloody rituals. But as we dive into its mysteries, we discover a treasure of wisdom, a practical guide to holiness, a reflection of God's heart. That loving your neighbor is the foundation of a fair and caring society. Leviticus seems tough, but it shows God's heart, holiness, justice, and saving grace. Did we miss any details? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more Bible mysteries.